I know we kind of talked about this, but yeah, I again with the Trump administration doing stupid ass shit. The Strait of you said it yourself. He doesn't like people not sucking up to him. True.
Thank you for joining us. We are now 2 days into the.
By the way, like, I got it, dude. I wish I could take a peek inside of Trump's brain because, yeah, let's just block the Strait of Hormuz. Ask the UK and China to also block it. Holy shit! Vessels passed through the Strait of Hormuz on the first day of bombing, U.S.-Israeli bombing. God damn. Yeah, this was pretty normal traffic in the area. Two tankers turn away from Strait of Hormuz after U.S. blockade begins. Yeah, literally nothing's flowing through this area. U.S. sanctioned Chinese tanker passes Strait of Hormuz despite U.S. blockade. Oh, does he just go anyways? He just goes anyways! Oh my god. Oh, 1 hour ago, White House denies a request that Iran cease.
Again, bad reporting this morning that we had formally requested an extension of the ceasefire. That is not true at this moment. We remain very much engaged in these negotiations.
Don't trust a word she's saying. They totally fucking asked for one.
Talks. You heard from the vice president directly and the president this week that these conversations are productive and ongoing, and that's where we are right now. I've also seen some reporting about the potentiality for in-person discussions again. Those discussions are being had, but nothing is official until you hear it from us here at the White House. But we feel good about the prospects of a deal. The president mentioned that in his interview yesterday, and it's obviously in the best interest of Iran to meet the president's demands. I think he's made his red lines in these negotiations very clear to the other side, and so we are continuing.
What a stupid fucking idiot. Bad reporting. Did the reporting have an obvious injection? Oh my god.
Match with a local.
Shut the fuck up! This is new shit. This happened 16 minutes ago? President Trump said on Wednesday that the war in Iran would be over soon.
To something I think we should think about this way. Low 90s, not nearly as high as they had been, but Iranian ports continues. The Treasury Department today added sanctions targeting oil smuggling vessels, yet another attempt by the U.S. to make a vice within which Iran's economy will be squeezed. Trump said today this could all be over soon, and you might be wondering, man, have we heard that before? Answer, yes.
Yes, we have. I really don't like Major Garrett that much. I am not surprised that... What the fuck? So did student kills 9 in Turkey? Yeah, I already know about that. Did something recently happen? Because we're on day, what, 2 or 3 of the U.S. blockade, which was like genuinely fucking hilarious.
U.S.'s blockade on Iran.
This was yesterday,
along the Strait
so
of Hormuz,
we would be on day 3
and there
now.
doesn't appear to be an end in sight. The White House is ramping up its pressure on Tehran to release control of the critical shipping choke point.
They're never
Currently,
gonna. Why would they?
More than 10,000
Why would they ever do that? They would have zero reason to ever do that. By the way.
members in the region enforcing the blockade. Pakistan is trying to bring both the U.S. and Iran back to the negotiating table for a second round of peace talks after this weekend's 21-hour marathon session ended without an agreement. The temporary 2-week ceasefire is set to expire 1 week from today. And today's Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Iran threatens to disrupt Gulf trade in response to U.S. naval blockade.
Sat in on a rare meeting between Israeli and Lebanese officials in Washington. The two countries do not usually engage in direct talks. The last time they spoke in a diplomatic capacity directly was back in 1993. The White House is hoping to help end fighting between Israel and the Iranian proxy group Hezbollah in Lebanon. CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins me now from Washington. So what's the latest on the U.S. blockade of the strait?
The U.S. military today said that in its first 24 hours, no ships from Iranian ports passed through the strait. Now, Iran had for much of the conflict essentially shut down traffic to the strait, except for vessels that were explicitly tied to Iran or were owned by countries friendly with Iran. This blockade is designed to cut off.
Yeah, so this kind of fucks everybody. So we're going to make the economy worse because some was getting through with Iran, right? But Jesus. U.S. ready to hit Iran with financial equivalent to bombings, Treasury Secretary says. Like, what are we doing, man? I don't get it. Newly appointed military advisor to Iran supreme leader says he does not support extending ceasefire, according to state media. We are subject to decisions. I do not agree to extend the ceasefire. Formerly commander of Iranian Revolutionary Corps, who now advises Mojtaba Khamenei on military affairs, Iranian state media reported. Trump's budget director defends White House plan for yeah. The command said Wednesday is no vessel made it past 48 hours. Central Command noted that 10 vessels have complied with directions to turn around and return to Iranian port or Iran's coastal area. The blockade is being enforced impartially against all vessels of all nations entering the leave.
I had to divert because if I didn't do that, right now you would have Iran with a nuclear weapon.
God! We're still going with it! We're still going with the Iran nuclear bombs, man! Shift the strategy! No one believes this shit!
And if they had a nuclear weapon, you would be calling everybody over there, sir. And you don't want to do that.
Well, you keep saying was. Is this war over?
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as...
The way he darts his eyes away, man! I think it's close to over. I think it's close to over.
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over. You know what? If I pulled up stakes right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild that country. And we're not finished. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal very badly.
They don't, though. Why? Like, I don't get the strategy, man. I just don't. I don't get the strategy of saying that they want to make a deal when they clearly don't want to make a fucking deal ever with you. Oh, dude. Senate rejects Trump for... Whoa.
Why I get triggered when
Why
someone
you
gives
get
me
triggered? Why you get
unsolicited
triggered?
advice.
Shut
When
up.
I was younger,
We
a
found
kid-
out you were bad
For a
years
fourth
ago.
time, the Senate did not authorize invocation of war powers against
Yeah,
President
it's
Trump's
never gonna
foreign war
fucking
in
happen,
Iran.
man.
I'll return to
The
Capitol
war
Hill
with Iran-
correspondent, Congressional reporter Torian Small. Torian, how'd it go down?
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean,
The war in Iran has really shown and proven how fucking useless the U.S. government is. Unilateral executive theory has proved itself to be completely correct in this one instance. The Iran war proved that there is literally no limit on what the president can do militarily wise, economically, ruin the country, do whatever they want. In the Senate and the House of Representatives can do absolutely nothing to protect any American citizen from it. No judges are able to do anything. There is nothing stopping Trump from just ground invasion Iran. He could do it right now if he wanted to. If that would mean instant loss for 2028 even. Like, if he went into the war with Iran, that would mean loss in 2028. The only way this could possibly go well for them is if, like, Iran 9/11'd the U.S., which they wouldn't do. They're not stupid. 9/11 was a group of terrorists wanting to strike not a country. Granted, they were backed by different countries, but it's a little different. That would be a completely different situation, and Iran knows it. They're not going to bomb the U.S. Iran is never going to attack the U.S. Maybe U.S. ships, but Iran will never, ever send an attack towards the U.S. I just don't see it happening. Because why would they? Why would they ever do that? That would just ruin their country. That would be the point where every single American would get on board with bombing Iran. We're like 90% of U.S. citizens. That same thing happened with 9/11. No one was wanting to do stuff in the Middle East. And then, like, the Gulf War, not very popular. And then 9/11 happened. And then we had an excuse to go to the Middle East. And we went to the different countries. We went all over the Middle East. We took our little booties and went everywhere in the Middle East. Sorry, I'm looking at something and talking at the same time. I'm stimming right now. I haven't taken my medication today. No. The war with Iran has really proven how fucking useless the US government is. The only thing that's going to stop any of this, and it's not even going to stop anything, but once the Democrats take over in 2026, which is going to happen, Democrats are going to win in the midterms. I'm sorry, it's just going to happen. Republican rhetoric is just too unpopular at this moment. I just don't know what's going to happen past that point. I don't think Democrats have the sauce to do 2028 yet. They haven't shown me that they have the sauce for it. But, Doug, Republicans are so unpopular. Nobody likes Republicans right now. At least not the average voter. The average voter is very, very against Donald Trump and other Republican rhetoric. Because it's just not popular rhetoric. It's just stupid bullshit, and it's very clearly lies. Go to your average American citizen and say, hey, do we want to go to war in the Middle East? And they say no. A lot of people at the beginning of this were saying, hey, we need to do what we need to do, but now they're not. Meds taken, by the way. Yeah, most of the oil from the Strait goes to Asia right now as well. I'm curious what oil prices are right now. $87 isn't terrible. It's better than 110 or whatever it was at. Hold on, I'm getting oil prices pulled up. U.S. sanctioned ship past Strait of Hormuz trying to sell Trump blockade. Yeah. I mean, China's not happy with this, obviously. Brent crude is at 94.93. Murban crude is at 100.08. WTI crude's at 91.03. That is not surprising. Yeah, Tinkers, here, hold on, I see. You are so loud. They're literally just sitting there.
The U.S. is beginning a blockade of all Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz after peace talks over the weekend.
God, her voice is jarring to me. I don't know why her voice is jarring to me. I don't like a new speaker voice. Strait of Hormuz. No. Thank you, NVIDIA. Yeah. I don't know. Good luck, Republicans. Pope, now this. Everything going through the Republican... If I was a Republican correspondent, I would be pretty pissed with Trump. Granted, I think they are all the time, but holy fucking shit, this is a whole nother level.